Actually, the game was not completely original. It was inspired by a game by Karl-Heinz, but I thought that there was something more political and more crazy to do with it. It didn't start from the idea that we will make a game about politics. Not one of these guys who despise politics.
Yeah.
Once or twice I've even seen caricatures of me in games which are not mine. I was a teacher until 2 years ago.
We are here with Bruno Faiduti. Thank you very much for after the interview for the game of Democracy. You have been in the board game world for years, many years. What inspired to you to make the first one?
Well, my first game was published in 1984, so it's 40 years ago.
Ooh.
And well, I was just with friends of mine. We were playing and discovering a new game from the US, etc., etc. And I think we just happened to be.
So the first one was a game that you make with your friends, like
yeah. And we just happened to be at the right place at the right moment when some people started thinking that maybe we could do this in Europe, and so they asked us to design a game, and that's it.
Good. So just being right moment, the right.
Yeah, I think it's just luck. Afterwards, of course, I worked with it.
Yeah.
And I tried to stay in it, but
the start, you think
first step in it was just sheer luck.
Oh, okay, good. It's a good way to see it. Democracy is a game that was first released in 2000.
Yeah.
So 25 years ago. What went through your mind when you decide to turn politics in a filler party game?
Okay, so actually the game was not completely original. It was inspired by a game by Karl-Heinz, which he had made in German.
Yeah.
It's quite called Das Regeln wir schon, which had, I'd say, the basic system of democracy, but I thought that there was something more political and more crazy to do with it. So I asked him, and I developed this second version.
Okay, so in the first version, was it more complex?
Not really more complex, but I'd say more strategic.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. There were fewer stupid rules, and but there was already this idea that the rules are voted by the player, which is the heart of the game. So I decided that there is a fun game to design based on the idea that players vote new rules and have to agree on the rules every round.
Good. Nice, I like that. At GDM, we like games that satirize their theme. Their theme. And Democracy reflects so nice the current state of the politics. But after 25 years,
not really, because we made it 25 years ago. So in a way, I say, it can be taken as, of course, satire of politics. But I think it's more that it's a fun way to play. The idea that players have to discuss and agree on the rules. I think that's really the heart of the game. Then when we had to choose a setting for it, of course, voting and made sense.
Okay, so you think these similitudes between the real politics and with the democracy will stay
It didn't start from the idea that we will make a game about politics. It started from the idea that we will make a game where the player have to discuss and vote the rules. And then when we looked for a setting for the game, it was obviously politics.
But will this?
I'm not one of these guys who despise politics. I've been in the Socialist Party for very long, so I've been into politics. but I can still make fun of it.
More to your favor. You are a person that likes the political, like that word. So you are not a person that despite the politics, and you make this game that is making a little fun that word. So it's more to you. So Karl-Heinz, with whom you create the Democracy, was already known for Diamant. It's a heavy hero about politics too. Which one was his contribution to all this?
Really, and it's what happens most often with a game which have two designers. Most often it's one designer started and the other made the end. Because actually Karl-Heinz had already published a game, but with a small company in Germany, that's schon. And I liked this game, and I saw that there was something more fun and more global and more crazy to do with it. So in fact I took his game, made my version of it, asked him if it was okay. I look for a publisher.
I make this with your game, okay?
And we make both our names on the box. He said no problem, and that's how it.
Nice.
That's how it works.
In the game, I can show you. So, Directive Faiduti. If this directive is approved, discard all the green directives in the table. If in next turns there is another directive, discard this Faiduti directive. Meanwhile, it's in the table. Every token gives you 1 point. This is a card about you. Okay. So, what do you think about this? And what do you think about the Easter eggs from the authors inside of the games?
Well, why not? I have a few games with caricature of me in them.
Yeah?
I have once or twice I've even seen caricatures of me in games which are not mine. So it can happen. So, the game publishing world is still a relatively small world. So. Everybody knows each other, and such inside jokes are something normal.
That's nice. So you like when these things? I think it's a point because looks like the world is alive. The working world is alive. There is jokes inside. There is authors inside that everyone knows. And if you put Faiduti in one of the games, they say, "Hey, it's Faiduti." So, because you are part of this world of the board game, and that means that the world is alive. In GDM, we have a designer who cannot win his own game. Those that happen to you in Democracy. When you play Democracy, you usually lose, you usually win, or
I've not played it for quite long, and as a general rule, I'm quite a competitive player, so I often win. But it depends on the game, it depends on the other gamers, it depends on many things.
But in your game, you usually win?
Not necessarily.
No?
Often, but not always.
Often you lose, often you win.
Yeah, it depends.
Okay. So in your games, like Ciudadelas, I really loved Ciudadelas, I have to say. Okay, it was my first hidden roles game, and that was amazing. Or Misterio, there is chaos, but controlled chaos. It's not a little chaos.
I don't like that much this idea of chaos, because I don't think my games are about chaos. Well, Democracy maybe a bit, but more often it's about interaction and guessing what happens between the other players.
Okay.
Because chaos means a degree of complexity.
Okay.
Which and most of my games are relatively simple.
That's why I say that it's a controlled chaos. It's not a chaos. If you think twice, you can check that what is really happening in the game. That's why I say do you follow any guidelines when you make your games to make that kind of things that really control? It looks like a chaos, but it's not a chaos. You follow.
Probably, I don't have a precise guideline that I will try to follow, but I would say that as a general rule, I try to make games that I would have fun playing, and that my friends have fun playing, and this means that we want some control on what is happening, but we also don't want to be too much focused in thinking about it.
So now mandatory question, which is your favorite board game?
My favorite,
or maybe not your favorite, but maybe a game that you spend a lot of time in that game.
Yeah, I think Cosmic Encounter, because it's probably the game which brought me into board game, which brought me into board game design, and I think it's one. And it has something in common with Democracy, which is it's very open. The kind of game where you can add cards, invent what you want. It always more or less works.
And can you add new people to the game?
Yeah.
Oh, good, nice. And you play often to the game, no? What advice would you give to a novice designer who sees this interview and is starting to make a board game and want to come inside to this world with advice?
Well, it's a nice word. People are nice, people are honest, but it's starting to be a bit overcrowded. So just hope to be lucky and keep a side job.
Yeah, good. That's a nice thing, eh? Yeah, because many people try to make this like no, this can be my job. No. It's a good thing to have.
I was a teacher until 2 years ago.
Until 2 years ago. So
2 years ago. I retired 2 years ago, but I kept my day job all the time.
So you was making full board games and at the same time that you was doing your another job.
Yeah. And I think it's better to keep another job.
It's good to know that thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed this interview.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
Like a total interview is more like a
I hope you will make something nice out of it.
Thank you very much.